Life was so much better when I worked that job I hated. When I worked that job I hated, of course, I didn't like going there. Of course, I felt like I was invaluable. Of course, my coworkers wasn't the best. Of course, my boss wasn't the best. But at the end of the day, I didn't really have to worry about anything. My life was already laid out. All I had to do was come there, do my job, and receive my minimum wage paycheck and be comfortable with that. And I didn't have the stress of trying to find out what I'm doing in my life because my life was already set out for me. My life was already created for me. So my biggest problem was trying to believe that I could be better than what I am. My biggest mistake was thinking I'm greater than what I am. My biggest regret is thinking I am better than this and I could become something great. I regret it because now that you're on your own and you think that this job that's holding you back because you're not treated fairly, you're not treated, with respect, you feel like people are getting over on you. But at the same time, they are paying you to be there, even if it's not a lot, even if it's just pennies. And even though you're scraping by, you're still, you know what? At least when Friday come or every 2 weeks go by, at least I know I have this guaranteed salary, this guaranteed pillow of comfort that could get me through another week of whatever I need to do. But I thought I could be better than that. I thought that my life is more than what it was. And it wasn't true. I found out the hard way that creating a life for yourself, creating a life you want is not an easy task. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. And the boss's job at your company is basically, hey, you going on your own and trying to live the life you want is not reality. Come into this world that is already created and you have zero overhead, zero dealing with this and dealing with that. All you have to do is just do your task and you get your paycheck and you live your life and take care of your family the best way you can. Yes, you're not going to be rich. Yes, you're not going to live the life you want, you see on social media. But you won't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from, housing, bills to a certain extent. And they're right. And I do understand it's a scam. I do understand we're just a number. I do understand they don't care about us. But it's a scam, but it's a scam that you need. I used to look at my job and it was sort of like a factory job. I used to look at my job and I would go there and I would see like the older coworkers who were about like 20, 15 years older than me. And you could just look at their faces and it's like this is where souls and dreams come to die. Like people had dreams of being this and doing that and they just failed. And they said, you know what? I give up. I got responsibilities I got to take care of. I just got to put it all behind me. All that I'm going to be the owner of a company or I'm going to achieve this and I'm going to achieve that. That's all finished. I just have to be a good little boy or girl and just follow these orders and do the best I can, even if it's not what I want to do. And at first I didn't understand it because I'm like, bro, if I can see you're miserable, why are you here? Why are you putting so much time and years of your life to a company that the minute you decide to leave, your replacement walks in the same time you're leaving? Why don't you try do something? And I realized, bro, you can't do nothing. It's not meant for you to succeed. Those who make it out are part of the 0.0001%. And, congratulations to them, but that's not the reality for everybody. That's not reality for everybody. I did everything I thought I was doing right to catapult myself into success. I gave up partying. I gave up hanging out with the bad crowd. I gave up smoking. I gave up drinking. I started working out. I started pursuing little goals that I thought would snowball into the effect that the progress I want. I thought I was doing everything right until I realized you could do everything right and still lose. You could do everything right and still lose. Now I'm here, sitting here, thinking, damn, I didn't like my job, but my life was better doing a job I hated than trying to create a life for myself. My life was better living the life that was already created for me. My life was better doing the things that society seemed normal instead of trying to step outside of that box and be something greater than I am. And I know I'm ranting. I know I'm all over the place, but I just had to get this off because it's like you can't, it's like your life is not even yours. It's like your life is not even yours. You can't even change your life. It's like the more you try to change the circumstances in your life, it's impossible trying to do it on your own merit. It's almost impossible trying to do it on your own. You need that system behind you. What you trying to step outside of the system, I pray it doesn't backfire on you, but 9 times out of 10 it does. You trying to step outside the system is like shooting yourself in the foot. I don't care how much you believe in yourself, because I believed in myself. I believed, you know what? I don't need this. I don't got to put up with this. I don't need the the disrespect, the belittlement, and like, because this badge makes you feel like you're above me and you're a greater human than me, and your wage says you're better than me, and your title says you're better than me. And listen, in this job, it's just a title. Outside in the real world, you're no different than me. You're no different than me. So I was like, you know what? This world is so big. I don't have to be confined to what society says is deemable and what I must do to live a good life. I could create the life I want. They say life is what you make it. So I could create the life I want. Until I realized you can't, or it's damn near impossible. It's hard. It's difficult. It's S tier. Life is already a game. Life is already sort of a video game. And I thought about it like this. Everybody in life has some type of escape from reality. Everybody in life has some type of escape, some type of vice they use to escape from reality. We're playing a game, and most of us are woke to the game, are awoken to the game, that the game is on the difficulty. The difficulty level is S tier. Hard as shit. There's no easy mode, unless depending on your spawn point, depending on the family you was born into, the area you was born into, the country you was born into, the finances you was born into. Your life is on hard mode from the minute you pop out the womb. Now, unless you start early, which most people don't, unless you start early and say, this is what I want for my life, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna achieve. Unless you start working towards it early, you might have a smidget of a chance of escaping this game alive, escaping this rat race alive. That's why I believe your 20s and your early to middle teens are some of the most crucial years in your life. Because in your 20s, it is marketed to you as have fun, enjoy your 20s, live the best life you can. Get that loan, get in that relationship, do this and do that, buy this and buy that, consumerism, this and that. It's a trick. It's a scam. Your 20s and your early to teen years is the time where you focus on achieving what you want to achieve. It's not time to have fun. The fun comes later on. The hard work and the dedication comes first. The fun comes later on, especially if you're a man. Especially if you're a man, because nothing's gonna be given to you. Nothing's gonna be given to you. Nobody's gonna offer to buy you drinks and food and this and that. You have to work towards it. Now, I'm not saying women have it necessarily easy, because their reality hits later on in life. But as a man, your reality hits the moment like school starts. Your reality hits, and you realize it's a competition. But yeah, my life is better when I decided not to step outside of the confines of society. My life was better when I was mentally trapped. When I decided to go sober and free my mind, and I'm my own individual person, I create the life around me. And when I decided to think like that, and to think like, you know what, if I just do everything right, the universe or God or the higher ups or whoever will, bless me or reward me for doing things the right way. And I realized I was more happy when I was miserable. I was more happy when I was drinking. I was more happy when I was hanging out with the bad crowd. I was more happy, but I wasn't living the life I wanted. But it was the escape that made me, you know what? Even though I'm living for the weekend, this little window of escape, this little window I get to enjoy myself, you know what? It's all worth it. All the misery and the disrespect and the this and the that is all worth it, because I get to live these 72 hours of escape. This world is so backwards. So backwards. The people are backwards. Nobody's genuine. Nobody does anything out of kindness of their heart. Everything is of gimme, take, stomp. And I can't even be upset at that, because I see how the world works. Kindness doesn't get rewarded. Being a good person doesn't get rewarded. It gets taken advantage of. You know what happens when you work hard at work? You get more work. You don't get rewards. You don't get a raise. You get more work. Because now you're looked at as a donkey. You're looked at as an ass. You're looked at as someone, shit, I could get over on them. That's why everybody has this guard that protects them all the time. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but yeah, I was more happier just working my minimum wage job that I hated. I was more happier working my minimum wage job. Something I thought I would never say, because I thought, you know what, I'm better than this. And not saying I'm better than this as I'm better than the people there, because like I said, everybody has their own circumstances. I'm not better than no man or woman on this earth. But I'm saying me individually, I'm better than the confines I'm believed I should be doing. I believe I could be more than this. And guess what? I unfortunately found out I'm not more than what I'm supposed to be. That's why I look at people in jobs that they hate. I look at them like, you know what? I can't even judge you, because I understand how life works. I understand how certain circumstances work. I understand. No matter how much you play the cards right, shit could still happen. You can still fall on hard times. I understand. You know what? I understand you don't like this job, but I understand you got to provide. I understand you doing what you could do. You know what? God bless you. I understand, because you could be doing something way worse. You could be out there committing this and doing that and doing this and doing that and being behind bars, but you say, you know what? I'd rather just take it on the chin and be miserable at work, and so I can provide for this and do that and just keep my head above water. You know what? I salute you. I respect you. God bless you. You know what? Because I understand it now. So, you know what? God bless you. You know what? If nobody see you, I see you. I appreciate you. If nobody appreciates you, if nobody told you, Let me tell you now, I appreciate you. But yeah, I know this is a long rant, but I just had to get this off. So my advice, my last words for you guys, just do the best you can. Like I say, it don't matter how much you do things right. Nothing is guaranteed. Life is very unfair. And there's nothing against life, because life is a beautiful thing. But you just have to play the cards you're dealt. So that's my final words to you guys. Just do the best you can. Thank you.